I'm Abby.
And I'm Brandon. We are both seniors at UpperStClair High School, and we both plan to attend college next year.
I'm going to Williams College in Massachusetts.
And I'm going to Denison University in Ohio. Albert Einstein once said, "Everybody's a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it will believe its whole life it is stupid." This quote encompasses our discussion. A fish has many talents. It can swim, it can eat, it can even camouflage itself from predators, but it cannot climb a tree. If we only tested the fish on its ability to climb a tree, then it will believe its whole life it is stupid. But in its entirety, it possesses many talents that are untested.
So we want to talk about the education system in the United States, because we believe that every student should be provided with different learning opportunities customized to their own learning ability. And we also believe that standardized testing should not be the method to determine one's future. So everyone has heard of the three learning types: seeing, hearing, and doing. But not only does each student have their own learning preference, every student has their own learning needs. It's like medication. If a doctor prescribed the same medication to all of their patients, a whole lot of people would be sick.
While our education system has one medication for millions of students, children are forced to sit 7 hours a day, be quiet, take notes, and do homework. Not every child thrives in this environment. In fact, many children do not succeed in this environment. Oftentimes, kids can't absorb information the first, second, or third time they hear it. Many times, students require stimuli to keep them interested in the lesson, and if they aren't provided with the stimulus, then they often become frustrated and they fail.
In fact, 2.3 students are currently placed in a learning environment that does not serve their learning needs. This means that 2.3 million students, whenever they don't understand the information, are oftentimes not provided with any other methods to learn the material. And when they get frustrated, they just drop out.
Finland consistently ranks #1 in the world in education. When comparing the education systems between Finland and the United States, there are stark contrasts. The first is the attitude of students. In Finland, schools foster the spirit of cooperation and reliance of interdependence. However, in the United States, the focus is competition. Because of class ranks and grades, students are pitted against one another. Additionally, students are more worried about beating one another and earning their grade than they actually are learning the material. Our school system should start emphasizing cooperation over competition, because if our students learn how to work together instead of against one another, then our students might be as well off as the Finnish students.
Secondly, teachers in the United States do not receive the respect that they deserve. Teachers are responsible for shaping our minds and have such a huge impact on our lives, and most people just disregard them. In contrast, Finnish teachers are not underpaid, and people always hold them in the highest regard. The result? Students and parents trust their teachers to get the job done, and students learn.
The final and third contrast is the political component in the United States. School boards in the United States who write the curriculums do not teach the kids, so they have a different perspective than the teachers, and this often creates a miscommunication between curriculum writers and teachers. In Finland, teachers have the ability to mold and create their own classroom environment that's customized to their particular classes. So maybe our education system should adopt the notion that the people who teach the information should decide how to teach it. Our education system is far from perfect, but maybe with the integration of ideas and methods from alternate systems, we can change that.
Another flaw in our education system that we want to talk about today is standardized testing. And an example of a standardized test is the SAT. So when I went to the SAT website, it described the test as targeting the knowledge that we learned in high school, as well as content that we would need to be successful in college. But when I read that, something did not exactly click. And then it went on to describe that the students that were successful on the test were the ones that were able to memorize the facts and the definitions, pretty much equating memorization to intelligence, which something, again, just did not seem right. The only thing I remember thinking about when I was taking that test was, which answer would they want me to pick? Actually, that's not true. The other thing I remember thinking about when I was taking that test was, focus. This 4-hour test determines the next 4 years of your life.
And it's sad that a 4-hour test means more than all the countless hours a high school student puts in through 4 years. through 4 years. And it's sad that as a high school student, because the test, a standardized test does not test all the attributes and characteristics that a student has, like determination and hard work. So many times students who excel in art or another subject that is not touched upon on the test they score low and they go unnoticed. In the testing room environment, you cannot lead a discussion or create a hands-on project. Even though these are vital skills in our society, the tests neglect them.
In addition, standardized tests were designed for one kind of student, but it is more than one kind of student that takes that test. Test takers come from different cultural and family backgrounds, different levels of English proficiency, and even different past experiences. In fact, more often than not, the people that do well on that test are the people that come from the socioeconomic advantage, because those are the ones that can afford the resources and the opportunities to prepare for that test.
The testing room environment includes a set time limit, no use of references, and no interaction with anybody else. And this is not applicable to the real world. And many times students who do score well on these tests, they just have a natural ability to take these tests because they're able to memorize a trick to help them succeed, but they cannot comprehend the basic principles that require a deeper understanding of knowledge.
This is why companies can no longer rely on a student's accolades when hiring and have begun to look for the students who can think deeper into a problem to find the solution. And so in the end, all standardized tests do are divide society into winners and losers. They categorize students for universities to pick and choose from instead of outlining students' talents. And this is not what our education system needs. Universities should pick the students that will thrive in their academic environment instead of the ones that could do well on a 4-hour test.
In our opinion, we believe that the standardized test should be removed. There is no longer a need for such a long and grueling test. Students have the resume they need to impress colleges. Students have GPAs and course selections to explain their rigor and success in the classroom. They have extracurricular activities to demonstrate their talents and many other experiences that shape them into valuable candidates.
So in conclusion, we know that the United States education system is far from perfect, but the first step to a solution is acknowledging that there even is a problem. Thank you.